Hey everyone, what's up? This is Scrap Computer in conjunction with Michael. This guide is going to be covering how to counter pets. This is going to be a simple and quick let's counter, but it was requested, so let's get into it. First up, I'll quickly be covering the list of pets. And note is that champion pets are not counted in this guide, such as Mordekaiser's ultimate, Yorik's ultimate, and of course any clone, Shaco's, Wukong's, and the blank. They are not pets technically speaking. So here we have Annie's Tibbers, Yorik's Ghouls, Elise's Spiders, Heimerdinger's Turrets. A note about Heimer's turrets is that Heimer's ultimate turrets cannot be CC'd or moved. The only displacement that works with them is Sion's E. I personally think this is a glitch because he's just out. It's literally the only displacement that can move it, for some reason. Malzahar's Voidling, Shaco's Jack-in-the-Box, and finally, Zyra's Plants. Okay, now I'll cover the things that can moderately to strongly counter pets. There isn't that many hard counters to this, but there is a few notable champions. Syndra's W. She can pick up any pet and throw them wherever she decides. A note is that these pets cannot attack while being lifted. This is a further counter and a pretty lethal counter to most pets. Nunu's Q. Nunu's Q does immediate true damage to any monster, which is a massive counter to most pets as he can insta-kill a lot of them with a single chomp. Sion's E. Sion's shout can displace any pet and knock them back a mile. You can actually E them back into their owner, that's how much of a counter this is. Which I just mentioned before, especially is that you can actually knock back ultied Heimer's turrets, which no other displacement in the entire game can. This is a massive counter to Heimer, a absolutely massive one. Fiddlestick's E. Fiddle's bounce does extra damage to minions and monsters. This means it can kill them a lot more quickly than conventional abilities. A good note is that it can kill multiple pets that are clumped together, so if Heimerdinger stacks 2 turrets together, the E-bounce will insta-kill them. Or, as in this example, the bounce will hit all of Elise's spiders, or at least most of them. Cho'Gath's ultimate. Much like Nunu, Cho can do some insane true damage to minions and monsters. So in this example we damage Tibber's bear very slightly until it gets 1k health, and then we eat it for 1k true damage. Bye bear and AoE damage. You can remove this pet, which is actually very troublesome, instantly with Cho'Gath. Master Yi's Q. Like Fiddlesticks, Yi's Q does extra damage to minions and monsters. This again is good to kill clumped pets and just pets in general. A very strong counter is to Q an Elise and it'll kill all of her spiders around her. General CC. Any general CC does work on any pet, contrary to popular belief. This is very basic but important. You can stun them, you can snare them, etc. You can debilitate them. It's very basic but very important. Displacement CC. In the example we have a Syndra knockback. This will also work the same for an Alistair headbutt, a Vayne knockback, etc. Any other knockback or displacement will work on pets. This is a massive counter to most pets. So if Syndra sets up a couple of her plants, knock them away. Now they're not relevant. Just knock them away and it's GG. This is actually a bigger counter than CC because you don't want to waste valuable CC. But displacements are pretty cheap to come by, so use them. Smite. Smite is a pretty general one most people know. You can smite pets and insta-kill pretty much most of them. Volibear's E. Volley's E can AoE fear any pet. This is amazing versus champions like Yorik's Ghouls, as it can immediately make them null. Once Yorik lays down a set of ghouls, if you fear them, they almost immediately will just die after the fear. It's a pretty huge counter to him. And of course it works generally on pretty much any pet. Frozen Heart and certain aura items. A little known fact is that some aura items work with / versus pets. Look below, Frozen Heart is applied to Annie's bear. This is going to lower its auto attack damage, which is actually pretty decent. A note is that it can't be applied to certain pets, only pets that actually auto attack. Debuffs. For any pet that can auto attack, debuffs and attack modifiers will affect them, much like the Frozen Heart. In this example, Malzahar sends out his Voidling. It loses attack speed when Nunu Ice Blasts it, as it should. Pretty effective counter as well. And that's it for the very quick and extremely simple counter list. I got requested this and I just decided to make it. It was a very simple guide, so I thought I'd get it out there. I am working on some heavy champion guides. Corki and Misfortune is coming up, and a lot of big huge guides are coming. This is why a lot of small guides are recently in the works and not a lot of big ones, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten them. And for this guide, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, like it, and share if you can. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you like the video content, sub, and besides that guys, thanks for watching and have an absolutely awesome day.